All right, everybody, welcome to the True Alien Podcast. You know how it is. Every day, another dose of weird stuff and unexplained stories.
That's right, we're back at it again.
And today, we've got a real interesting one. Okay, so my name's Adrian Smith, and as always, I'm joined by our expert in all things strange.
Hey, Adrian, it's great to be here. Hey, everyone. And yeah, today's story, it just sounds amazing. I'm really excited.
So this time, for this Paranormal Probe, we're going all the way to this abandoned mining town in Alaska. It's called Cold Creek. Just picture it's super isolated and freezing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not on my list of vacation destinations.
Right. So there's just one guy left in this whole town, this old prospector they call Old Man Silas. And apparently this guy saw something unbelievable.
Okay, now you've got my attention. When you say unbelievable, are we talking like Bigfoot or more like aliens?
Think more cosmic Julia. Silas claims he saw an actual alien spaceship, and maybe even the aliens themselves. We've got this whole story about it, and that's what we're going to look at today. Is this a real paranormal thing, or is it something else? It's a real mystery.
Sounds like a fun challenge. All right, lay it on me. What exactly did Old Man Silas see that made him think aliens?
So picture this. It's the middle of the night in this super quiet town,
Yep.
right? And then, bam, this huge flash of light, like something out of a movie.
Wow. That would definitely wake you up.
I know, right? And then Silas hears this massive boom echoing through the mountains like the whole world was ending. He runs outside, and there's this trail of fire in the sky. Something's crashing down in the mountains nearby.
A fiery trail and a crash. That does sound pretty dramatic. Was there any record of a meteor shower or, like a plane crash around that time?
That's the thing, Julia. The source we've got doesn't say anything about any official reports. No meteors, no planes, nothing. So the next morning, Silas decides to go check it out.
I guess when you're the only person in town, you've got a lot of time for exploring.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. But get this. This wasn't easy. We're talking Alaska in winter, ice, snow, the whole bit. It took Silas hours to get to where the thing crashed.
Okay, so what did he find? A big hole in the ground. Some burnt up wreckage.
Not even close. It was a craft, like a spaceship, right there in the snow.
Whoa, hold on. An actual spaceship, like flying saucer style.
That's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Our source describes it as having this alien design. It was banged up from the crash, but still mostly in one piece.
Hmm.
And Silas even said he heard this weird humming sound coming from inside.
Okay, a spaceship with alien design and a mysterious hum. That's pretty convincing. So did he call the Air Force?
Nope, not Silas. He was way too curious. So he gets closer to this thing, and a hatch just slides open.
I would have been running for the hills.
Yeah, probably a good idea, but not Silas. He looks inside, and guess what he sees?
Okay, don't leave me hanging. What was in there?
Beings. They had these long limbs, these huge dark eyes, and their skin was all shimmery like some kind of weird rock.
Shimmery skin, big eyes. Yeah, that sounds pretty alien to me. What did Silas do?
He could have freaked out, but he didn't. They were obviously hurt, so he actually helped them. He took them back to his cabin, got them warm, and even tried to feed them.
That's pretty incredible. But hold on. How do you feed an alien? And how do they even communicate? Did they speak English?
It gets even weirder. Apparently, there was no talking at all. The aliens communicated with Silas using telepathy, like projecting images into his mind.
Wow, telepathic aliens. That's like next level stuff. So what did they tell him?
They told him their whole story. They were explorers from another star system just checking out the universe, But their ship got hit by this cosmic storm, and they had to make an emergency landing here.
So they were just passing through and got stuck. Poor guys.
Yeah, that's about it. So Silas, he spends a few days with these aliens and learns all sorts of stuff about them, their technology, their view of the universe. It's like an intergalactic exchange program in the middle of Alaska.
That is so cool. Okay, but you mentioned earlier that things started to get strange in Cold Creek. What kind of strange?
Right, so after the aliens showed up, weird things started happening. The electronics in Silas's cabin, like his radio and stuff, started acting up. Compasses stopped working properly. And the aurora borealis, which is already pretty trippy, got even crazier. It was pulsing with these intense colors Silas had never seen before.
Huh. Electronics messing up, wonky compasses, supercharged aurora. Those are some pretty strong hints that something unusual is going on. But what could be causing all that?
Well, the source doesn't say for sure, but it does say that all this weird stuff attracted attention. A whole government research team shows up in Cold Creek.
Oh no, busted.
Exactly. And leading this team is this super smart astrophysicist, Dr. Evelyn Holt. They came to check out the alien ship and figure out what was going on.
So I guess Silas and his alien pals were no longer alone in their little hideaway.
Not anymore. And Silas was actually worried about the aliens. He tried to protect them, but one old prospector against a whole team of scientists with fancy gadgets. He didn't stand a chance. The research team took over, secured the alien ship, and took the aliens into custody.
That sounds pretty intense. So what happened to the aliens? Did they get probed and experimented on?
It's actually more complicated than that. Remember Dr. Holt, the scientist? She started talking to the aliens the same way Silas did, through those telepathic images. And she realized they weren't just some scientific specimens, they were intelligent beings.
Okay, so Dr. Holt starts to see things from the aliens' perspective. Did she learn anything else from them?
She did.
Yeah.
And it was big. It turns out these aliens weren't here to conquer us or anything like that. They were just observing Earth, studying life here, and keeping an eye on the environment.
So kind of like intergalactic park rangers.
Yeah. But get this. They also knew about this big cosmic event that was going to happen. Some kind of celestial alignment that could be really bad news for Earth. Like a disaster movie waiting to happen.
Oh, wow. A cosmic threat. So these aliens were trying to warn us.
Seems like it. And Dr. Holt, she understood how important this information was. She knew she had to help them escape.
Really? So she went from studying them to helping them escape.
Exactly. She felt they had a right to be free, and she knew their knowledge could be vital for us. It's a pretty amazing turn of events. So she teams up with Silas, and they come up with this plan.
A prospector and a scientist working together to help aliens escape. This story just keeps getting better and better.
Right. So Silas, he knows all the back roads and hidden trails in the area. And Dr. Holt, well, she knows how the research team operates and even manages to use some of their own technology to help the aliens. They even disable some of the research team systems using the alien ship's tech.
Talk about turning the tables. So they actually managed to fix up the spaceship and get it ready to fly again.
They did. One night, the alien ship takes off, silently disappears into the sky.
Wow, what a sight that must have been. I can only imagine what Silas and Dr. Holt were feeling as they watched them go.
Yeah, I bet it was a mix of relief and sadness. They had formed this incredible bond with these beings from another world.
That's what makes the story so powerful. It's a reminder that there's so much out there that we don't understand, and maybe we're not alone in the universe after all.
Makes you wonder what else is out there, right? And what other stories are waiting to be discovered. This paranormal probe in Cold Creek has been a wild ride.
Absolutely. It really makes you think about how we would react if we ever encountered intelligent life from another planet. It's a big universe out there full of mysteries.
That's for sure. Well, for all of you listening to the True Alien Podcast, keep your eyes on the skies and never stop exploring the unknown. This is Adrian Smith signing off.
And Julia Jones, thanks for listening, everyone.
Until next time.